Our subconscious is by far the strongest. And that is where all of our automatic thoughts, beliefs, memories, feelings, all of that live in our subconscious. And our subconscious has two primary jobs. One, to make life easy. So I said our automatic thoughts and behaviors. You're writing right now. Imagine if you had to stop and think, what do I do with the pen again? How do I write? When you leave here and you go home to your dorm or your apartment, you don't have to think about it every intersection. Am I going to take a left or a right? Right? It's an automatic behavior. All day long, we need them. What if I get stuck in hypnosis? Hypnosis is what happens in a trance state. And a trance state is a state that we are in and out of throughout the day. When you're first waking up in the morning, just as you're going to sleep. How about you're playing a game, reading a book, and someone walks in and you startle? Trance. So people would very often ask me if I had a specialty, and I used to always say no. I'm a generalist, whatever it is, I can do it. But then I realized almost everything that somebody is coming to me for, and it doesn't matter if it's something physical, like a pain issue, or it's an addiction, or it's a habit, everything is harder to deal with when stress is involved. So almost everything I do, I start with stress. But as we've evolved and society's evolved, we're stressed when we're overworked, overwhelmed, exhausted, ticked off. And in any of those situations, we're not in any danger, but the problem is our body is still acting like it was. So, how many times have you been in a dust-up with somebody and then you're leaving, you're driving home, and the next day you go, I should have said that, I should have said that, right? But we couldn't because you didn't have the juice at the time. Because when we're stressed, to take that energy, it's being rerouted into our arms and legs, and it's coming from certain places. One of them is our prefrontal cortex. And you know what that does? Helps us make good decisions. So when we are stressed, we are not thinking as clearly as when we're not. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to anchor you to something when you start to feel the physical feelings of stress. And what it's going to be, and when I'm doing the group hypnosis, you don't have to do it. But what I'm going to have you do is just take your thumb and your finger, breathe in at the count of 3, and release. Very simple. I've been doing this for over a decade. I work with a lot of wounded vets. I work with a lot of trauma, a lot of first responders, and I have had people come back, countless, say this little thing has been a game changer in the moment. Everybody ready to have a little relaxation? Okay. Does any way we can dim the lights? Yes. Perfect. Okay. Does anybody here have an issue with a Caribbean beach or a pond? And I'd like you to bring your attention now to the top of your head where you feel that familiar feeling of the warmth of the sun. Feel the warmth like a gentle massage as it moves down your neck and spills across your shoulders. And the sun's warmth is like a magnet for any tension hiding in your shoulders and bringing it right up to the surface. And poof, it's gone.